So the next thing is gas calibration. So like if you want to sit down here and just hit gas calibration. We'll get that out of the way there.
It's called later.
Yeah. So we've had the machine long enough that it should require maintenance if it had been used a lot, but it hasn't been used hardly at all. So we're skipping the maintenance right now.
So putting in all those.
So room temperature. We did that already. So
is that close enough? Or does it need to be exact?
That's close enough. Yeah.
All this is good to go.
So turn gas on. So here's your gases right here. This is your calibration gases. So what your standardized machine knows that this is going to be 16% oxygen and 5% carbon dioxide. So it has to have something to compare with your inspired and expired areas.
Okay.
So you turn this on where it says clockwise 90 degrees. So
it's counterclockwise.
Oh, counterclockwise. You can only go one way.
Okay.
So to 90 degrees. All right. So and that should register on here about under 5, which it does. So that way you know you have gas in there. So, all right, then there you go. Now you just have to wait for it to sample. You want to start walking on it?
Sure. Turn off the gas.
Says it? Yeah. Yeah, it kind of just walks you through it. Turn off the gas, okay. See it? You look at your gases and see.
That looks right.
And the standard gas has got to be right. And then so is the room air. So the room air, unless there's some reason you have a buildup of CO2 in here, the room air shouldn't change. So, yeah, so it should be good, safe. Okay, so you go up to VO2 Max Testing. And so now you put your information in. You can just out of the way. Slide that down there.
ES? Houston?
Yes.
What's your height?
5'6".
And your weight?
162.
Okay. You strap this from your chest. Is there anything else I need to change on here other than just the patient information?
You want to put the under the shirt? I imagine.
Yeah, that's more appropriate.
Okay.
I imagine you put this under the shirt.
That's his height and weight and everything?
Yep.
That should do it.
Okay.
Okay. Zero flow and base gas delays. So, okay. And we've got a couple of different sizes of mouthpieces. So, most people use the same size.
Oh, slide it in that
Because that one's really kind of small, so you kind of like have a female and have a male.
There should be a little stitch on the back. Is it tight enough?
It might slide down for sure.
How's that?
Yeah, that seems fine. Have to think about it.
So you have a headgear. So this is your halo. So you just have to get this set up. And mouthpiece. These will make sure it's straight. And this is breathing into the hose, going to the cart.
So it's clear in that.
So you can kind of see where the air is going in, following the air engine. So, and since he's breathing inside. It's coming in this way and out this way.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a closed loop. So you can't have any extra air coming in or out. So that's why we have to stop his nose up too. So you can loosen these up.
Can you also potentially do like a lactate test right now? Or
I don't have a
equipment?
lactate analyzer.
Gotcha.
We may get one though. I can get one if I want one. It's just a matter of justifying the use.
Right.
So, you know, they're not expensive. They're only like $300, but every strip is 50 cents. So I've used thousands of dollars of strips doing testing. So I mean, they add it really fast. If you want to do a lactate threshold test, if you want a true, you have to do at least three tests, and each test is probably 6 or 7 strips.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
so if you want true lactate, and if it's that important to you, you can ballpark it with one. If you want a true metabolic test, you have to kind of do it multiple days. So this is going to go on here. Make sure it's comfortable. The easiest way to do this is have the person subject grab the mouthpiece, and it's just like a snorkel. Whereas you're going to put the whole mouthpiece in your mouth, and the rubber portion is going to go in front of your teeth, and then you're going to bite down.
The whole thing? Or
Yeah, the whole thing. Yep.
Okay.
So that's a pretty good seal.
Get it
Picture this,
adjusted.
by the way.
And so you're going to put this where it's comfortable, and you're going to have it pretty level, and then you're going to tighten these up.
Okay.
And that's going to hold this in place. So that good? That good?
Oh yeah, there's the tension on them.
Yeah, so this is not an ideal setup either. Even the guy that came in and sold this to us,
Yeah.
he said it's not ideal.
Is there a way to lock that arm in place so it doesn't swivel?
I've never tried to do it before.
Profile picture.
And one thing you have to be kind of aware of, the longer he has in his mouth, the faster this spit tube is going to fill up. So y'all have seen me empty the spit tube out before, so. This is going to come up and say, ready to start testing, wait for O2 and CO2 to stabilize, and press OK when it's ready. So you can kind of see these numbers at the bottom here, O2 and CO2. Now they're going to be a little different now because he's breathing in and out, so it's measuring his actual O2 and CO2, which is not going to be room air anymore, so it's all mixed. So, but when they're not really jumping around a whole lot anymore, you can just hit OK. And now, as soon as it starts reading it'll start coming up. It gives you a breath by breath concentration, quantities. Okay, so you can kind of see there now. He's reading the rest 3 mils per kg per minute. You know, so that's breath by breath, so it's going to change every breath. So that's why we take averages when we're done. Say he's breathing, 32 seconds. His volume liters per minute 0.37. He's at a guesstimation of 1.4 mets, which is a little bit over resting. You remember what the resting mets are?
Just one, isn't it?
It's just
3.5.
Oh.
yeah. So resting VO2 is 3.5, which is 1 met. So this is just basically a product of that. So you have O2, VCO2, and then your RQ, which is your, you remember what that is?
Respiratory quotient?
Yep.
I don't know what that
So-
entails, but
Yeah, remember this, it's the R value. So carbohydrates, fats.
oh,
So it's a 0.7 to 1 scale. So it gives you a lot of stuff in here. So make sure you're getting heart rate. So it's picking up heart rate right now. Is your heart rate really 98?
I don't know.
Anticipation.
Not
He is-
something.
He is moving. So like I said, it's giving you breath by breath here. And when we're done, we'll do a 30-second estimate. So and then we'll take the highest 30-second estimate. It's being the VO2 max or VO2 peaks, what you really get. So,
okay.
and so you can see over here, heart rate. Gives you a lot of information on the screen.
Yeah.
So, but during the test, you're not really looking for anything other than, you can look for his heart rate, see how close he is as far as his age predicted heart rate. That way you'll know how close he is to finishing. Same with R values. Once he gets over to 1.1, 1.2, you know he's about done too. So, because he's actually producing more CO2 metabolically than he's actually producing at the from metabolism.
Okay.
So which that didn't make any sense. But he's producing more from buffering hydrogen than he is producing metabolically. So remember I said anytime it goes over 1, what does that mean?
Burning fat, or no, carbohydrates?
He's burning all carbohydrates basically, and which is that this is the breath by breath. It's going to go down in a few minutes. So he's producing more CO2 than he is using oxygen. So, and normally that means that you're producing CO2 by buffering CO2 in the blood, or buffering hydrogen in the blood, which that bicarbonate reaction. But he's not really doing much work or anything. So right now he's just blowing off more CO2. He's not using hardly any oxygen. So
And the only thing that's the difference between this and a peak test is just when he side stop.
yeah, peak test is pretty much what you get almost all the time, unless somebody's really familiar with doing a max test, and they'll get a true max. Most people will stop before they actually get to max because they don't know where max is. They just think that they've gone as far as they can. So that's why if you're doing something for data or doing something, you may have to do it more than one time. And the first time is just to familiarize them with what this is going to feel like. And this is like, and most of the time when they're done, they'll come back and say, yeah, I probably could have gone a little longer. So, especially if you're on the treadmill, because the treadmill, you get to where, like when you did it, you're running off the back,
Right.
or you don't know if you can go any higher.